Hello, my name is Nelson Lopez. I work at IBM's DevOps Acceleration team. In this video, I'd like to show you how you can use IBM's Wazi as a service, which is an offering in IBM's cloud environment to create a virtual zOS instance that you can use to develop mainframe applications. In this video, I'll demonstrate how you could connect an Azure DevOps pipeline to build a mainframe application on a Wazi instance. Let me start with a quick overview of the moving parts involved in this particular demo. It'll consist of a Git server, which will host the source code for my mainframe application. It'll be a simple COBOL application that we'll be showing today. I'll be using IDZ, IBM's Eclipse-based IDE, to do what's referred to as DBB user builds. That pretty much calls a set of Groovy scripts on the mainframe to do compiles and links in an automated fashion. You can add any IDE that's Git capable and has the ability to connect to the mainframe to run DBB builds like VS Code. Once the developer's environment is set up, you can then layer on top an orchestrator like Azure DevOps, GitLab, or any of the popular orchestrators out there today to define your pipeline that essentially runs the same types of DBB scripts that a user uses. Finally, not only can you run all of this on an on-prem real zOS platform, you can virtualize it on IBM's cloud using Wazi as a service. Setting up a Wazi instance is a simple three-step approach. You log on to your IBM Cloud account, you create a virtual server in the region that you want, you define the resources, in this case 2 CPUs and 16 gig of memory are more than enough, and you define an external IP address to expose the zOS instance to your tools. In this case, we'll be using the one ending in 169. After you do your IPL of your Wazi instance, you could then connect your IDZ desktop to it. In this case, I've already done that, and my remote system has a pointer to my Wazi box ending in 169. So I could pretty much do anything I can with the real zOS. And in this case, let me show you how it all works. I could use IDZ to do an edit of a program. I will make a change to this one here. Then I'll just right click on the program and say dependency-based build. Let's do a user build and compile my program, my batch program. Clean means everything worked, no compile errors. I could also take a look at the sysprint produced by the COBOL compiler. I'm pretty happy with the results. Now I'm ready to push it to Git. So now I could jump to my Azure DevOps project. And in Azure, you define pipelines. In this case, the pipeline will have just a few steps, a clone to zOS and a DBB build. Let's take a look at what a clone looks like. The clone will basically use an endpoint. It's an SSH service, and we could just confirm that that endpoint is my Wazi server that ends in that 169 IP address that I showed earlier. So those are the two steps, the clone and the DBB build. Also points to the same instance. Why don't we go fire that off? And in a few seconds, Azure will connect to my Wazi instance and run a clone and the DBB build. And here's a connection string to 169. The clone completed successfully. I have a copy sitting on my mainframe. And here's the DBB build. It was a clean build. And that concludes this video showing you how you can configure both IDZ and an Azure pipeline or any pipeline to run a DBB-based build on a Wazi as a service instance. Thank you very much.